is a musical day, and we had a chance to catch up with celebrity historian Raffi and Andonian to capture it all. Take a look. How about a little music with your lunch? Raffi Andonian, celebrity historian, is here to share more on National Violin Day. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Now, you said it's been a while since you've played, so we're not going to ask you to play today, but you look like you're ready to go play an orchestra.
I played all through growing up, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. The bow tie, the bow, the instrument, you've got it all.
You look great.
I love it to this day.
Yeah. Let's tie this back to history a little bit, Raffi. Tell us about the founding fathers who played the violin.
Well, the most famous one to play the violin was Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
He played since he was a kid all the way into his old age, and he played at one point for at least 3 hours a day he would practice.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty intense about this. In fact, he made his kids and his grandkids take lessons. He was really into, he hired an Italian immigrant tutor to teach him violin. I mean, he was all about this, and he thought it was really important. He said it was the most passionate thing of his soul. And in fact, at certain times when the founders got together, he and Patrick Henry were known to play together at parties. George Washington, a great dancer, and Ben Franklin played what's known as the glass harmonica, which we don't really see around today anymore, but it does exist here and there from the 18th century.
Who knew the founding fathers getting down like that?
That's right, they're getting down.
Having a jam session. That's
awesome. What about how the violin kind of ties into Civil War time? Because the soldiers would also have some entertainment as well.
Right, so when you get to the Civil War, you know, music is really important. We always think of the battles, right? But the thing is that most of the time soldiers are not in battle, so they have to entertain themselves. Battles are a day or two or three at a time, you know, a few times a year.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what you're doing in between. Of course, they're training and drilling a lot, but they have to entertain themselves. They played cards, they might have some drinks, they played different games, and they played music.
Okay.
You probably heard of the fife, the drum, the bugle, but they also played the violin. One Civil War soldier, in fact, took one of the violins, it was in the Smithsonian recently, and inscribed on the back all the battles that they had been through. There were 30 battles inscribed on the back of this violin. So it shows you it was an important possession for that unit in the unit identity.
Sure. Here's a question. You know, we talk about like during that time, and a violin to us now, it may seem expensive. What about back then? Was that a sign of class if you were able to get your hand on something like a violin?
You know what I would say is more of a sign of class if you call it violin or fiddle.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a great segue.
You know, that is a really different thing to consider because, you know, fiddle is very popular in a more, I would say, you know, less classical environment, right? More vernacular.
Yeah.
We think of it more country associated. They do make some modifications to the bridge of the violin to make it a fiddle, but it's the same instrument. And so I would say that depending on what you call it.
Okay.
But I don't think it's as expensive as you would think, especially if you consider that violins have a long life, so you can buy them secondhand. And in fact, often used violins have a better sound than new ones.
Oh, interesting.
Now, Arkansas's official state instrument.
That's my question.
Is the fiddle.
That's right. And I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering how that came into being. Did it have anything to do with the song, the Arkansas Traveler? I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, it does.
The Arkansas Traveler song, well, of course, first it's a story. It comes from the 1840s. And it's not just that. There are a lot of stories of people coming to Arkansas around that time and talking about the importance and the widespread use of the fiddle. But that story becomes a painting. It becomes a song, which is what you point out. And so, you know, it's part of the legend of Arkansas, the identity of the place. And so it's the official, you know, state instrument, as I mentioned. And the official state dance is the square dance, which what better music instrument than the fiddle to accompany the square dance?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you said you played this all growing up, right?
I did.
All right.
Yeah, for about 10 years.
Wow.
I played on the classical side, so I guess I called it violin, but I love both the violin and the fiddle. I don't care. It's the same instrument.
Hey, if you play the violin or the fiddle out there, we'd love to know about it. Let us know over on our social media, Good Day NWA. Thanks for being here, Raffi. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay with us. More Good Day NWA right after this.